Hi, Kevin Wildes here. I'm going to try to connect two things. One, Jayson Tatum and the Celtics performance, and really identity itself. And two, time I bought my wife a stand-up paddleboard. I'll start with the paddleboard story and then get to Tatum. It will all make sense. At the end, you'd be like, oh, you know what? That was a long, kind of ridiculous ride, but I kind of get what he's saying. Did I waste 8 minutes of my life? I don't think so. I think that one came out 51-49. In any event, wife and I go to Aruba. Hotel has free stand-up paddle boards. So I'll do that. Never done that before. Go and take out the stand-up paddleboard. It's delightful. It's like surfing, but you don't really fall down. You fall down a little bit when you start. And you don't look cool. But other than that, you are standing on the water. Feels like a miracle of sorts. And you're having fun. So the next Christmas, or on Christmas at my parents' house in Connecticut, I call the local stand-up paddleboard place. I said, you know what I'd like? I don't want to get it shipped in from Amazon. I want to buy local. And I want my dad to go pick it up. My dad goes, I buy it. My dad goes, picks it up, hides it somewhere. I think he hides it in his shop. And then on Christmas morning, because we're there, the kids come down and my wife comes down, and there's a huge stand-up paddleboard by the fireplace, fresh from Santa. She's like, oh my goodness, huge win. Huge win for the family, huge win for me. It's like, how'd you hide this? I'm like, oh, I'm so smart. Also, it's one of those presents. And when you're married, there's a handful of things that are like this. If you buy your wife a stand-up paddleboard, you also kind of bought yourself a stand-up paddleboard. It's kind of sweet because you're not going to buy two. You know what I mean? You're like, maybe we'll get another one. Let's see if we like it. So anyways, fast forward to the summertime. I'm out and I launch my wife's stand-up paddleboard. We're in Long Island. Launch it out in the morning, very early. Kids are asleep. I wake up early. I think it's when the show was still on very early. And I would still wake up at like 5 a.m. So I got nothing to do. I'll pick up the stand-up paddleboard, my wife's stand-up paddleboard, I should say. I threw it in the truck and I launched it. So now I'm out here in a little bay in Long Island. Oh, and it's beautiful. It is stunning. I am just calmly going. It's like glassy flat. There's the birds are waking up and chatting to each other. Where are the worms? They're like, oh, I saw one over there. And then there's other things jumping in for fish. And then the fish are trying to eat the little bugs that are on the surface of the water. So they're jumping out of the water. Then there's other fish trying to little fish. And there's big fish trying to eat the little fish. And they're jumping out of the water. And there I am. I'm like, oh my God. I'm just there floating in God's majesty. And it's just really like a religious experience. I was like, I am just one with nature right here. And one with my wife's paddleboard. Like, this was perfect. This is success. That's more like the Celtics thing. I'm trying to lay the trap there. Fast forward maybe a year or two later, back out in Long Island, same spot. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the paddleboard, go out to that same spot, become one with nature again. Perfect. The birds, the fish, the little fish, the big fish. Also, in some of that stories, as beautiful as it was, some things are dying there. I understand that. Fish like, you thought it was great. I got beautiful morning. I got eaten. In any event, same with the insects. I'm getting eaten here. The hawks flying down. I'm a fish. Next thing you know, I'm 200 feet in the air. You think that's great, Wild? It's not. Launch the stand-up paddleboard from the beach. I'm like, I'm going to go over to the same bay and have the same experience. It's going to be great because that is my literal path to success. Start going. It's not going well right away. The wind is coming at me, so that's problem number one. Tide coming out of the bay. I'm trying to go in. Not work. So I'm 0 for 2 there. But you know what I decided? And this is universal. Hard work. Hard work wins the day. I've seen the Instagram videos. Everyone's like, you got to work hard. I'm like, hard work. Universal approval rating for hard work, or so you'd think. Going. I'm not going to give up. Also, not giving up. Universal approval rating. Or so you think. I'm going for like 20 minutes, and now I'm like not having fun. I'm sweating. My arms are hurting. I'm like, keeps on switching my arms, and I'm like, my I'm having like an argument with myself. Like, why aren't you strong enough? Is this the right technique? Why didn't you watch more videos? Am I even holding it right? It's always because it's like angled like that. It's always confusing. I'm mad at everything. I'm mad I didn't buy a bigger board from it. It's like, it's not even mine. It's my wife's. Eventually, I'm like, I just need a break and then I will keep going to this bay. But I'm not close and I should be there already. So I stopped paddling. Let me just rest for 2 minutes. So I stopped for 2 minutes and the wind is coming at me and the tide's going here and it's early in the morning. So I stopped paddling and like God himself reaches down and takes the stand-up paddleboard when I'm going this way and it just slowly moves it this way. Slowly moving it this way. Slowly moving it this way. And the next thing you know, I'm like, I still don't have any energy to go. We start heading in the total different direction. And guess what? It was stunningly beautiful. And the sunrise was coming up here and the waves were going this way. And I was like, oh, I've heard of this. Go where the wind blows. That's what they mean when they say go where the wind blows. Oh, that's what they mean when they say the wind is at our back. And it was lovely. So how does this relate to Jayson Tatum? The Celtics are convinced that with hard work, because they've had success in that bay before, that they need to get back to that bay somehow. All I'm saying is small tweak. See what's available to you, and maybe we're head this way a little bit. Shot 63s in the first game, 40 in the second game. Missed a lot of them. Jayson Tatum was asked, hey, are you going to switch up what you do? And here's what he said.
We have a way that we play. We have an identity, and it can't waver just because we missing shots. We can't change who we are. And I always say you got to be the same person when things are going well and when things aren't going well. And it's not about our season being 2 games from over. Like that hasn't crossed any of our minds.
I largely agree with that. At the same time, I also agree with a high protein diet. People like that. But Liver King, probably not the answer. Have a Caesar salad every now and then. Liver King. You know what I'm saying? Have a carrot. Get some roughage in there. Have one of those strawberry salads with goat cheese. Great. We don't need to be pounding liver 24/7. So same with the Celtics. Have a nice goat cheese and arugula salad. You don't have to live on liver. And I know you're committed to the success of the bay. I'm with you. I want to see the fish. I want to see the hawks with the fish. I want to see the little birds talking to each other about the worms. And the fish being like, by the way, I would also like a worm. If you got one, to drop one into the pond for me. It's not a pond, it was a bay. But maybe a small tweak. Maybe the universe is telling you, small tweak. Drive to the hole if it's available.